India, in the mists of time, was known as Bharat, a land nourished by mighty rivers. These rivers, like the Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati, were not just water bodies, but lifelines that cradled civilizations, fostering growth and prosperity. The landscapes were adorned with lush green forests, majestic mountains and grand palaces that stood as testaments to the architectural brilliance of ancient India. This sacred land was sanctified by ancient rishis, sages who delved deep into the mysteries of existence. They meditated in serene forests, performed rituals that connected the earthly realm with the divine, and built temples that became centers of spiritual learning and devotion. These rishis were the torchbearers of wisdom, their teachings echoing through the corridors of time. Kings ruled with dharma, adhering to cosmic law, their reigns echoing with tales of valor and wisdom. These monarchs were not just rulers, but custodians of justice and righteousness. Their courts were places where art, culture, and knowledge flourished, and their legacies were immortalized in the annals of history. The air was thick with the chants of the Vedas, ancient scriptures that encapsulated the essence of life in the universe. The aroma of yagnas, sacred fire rituals, perfumed the breeze, creating an atmosphere charged with spiritual energy. These rituals were not mere ceremonies, but profound acts of devotion and cosmic alignment. In this land of Dharma and Karma, where gods and mortals often crossed paths, unfolds the epic narrative of the Mahabharata. This grand epic is a reflection of the complex interplay between fate and free will, where divine interventions and human actions weave a tapestry of profound moral and philosophical questions. The Mahabharata, meaning great epic of the Bharata dynasty, is more than just a story. It's a vast tapestry of life, love, war, duty, and destiny. It encompasses the entire spectrum of human experience, from the heights of joy to the depths of sorrow, from the bonds of love to the ravages of war. It is a mirror to the human soul, reflecting its strengths and weaknesses, its virtues and vices. At its heart lies the Kurukshetra War, a conflict so colossal that it shook the very foundations of the earth. This war was not just a battle for a kingdom, but a struggle for righteousness, a clash between Dharma and Adharma. The battlefield of Kurukshetra became a stage where the destinies of countless warriors were written in blood and valor. Yet this epic war is just one chapter in a sprawling saga that begins generations earlier, with the tale of King Shantanu and the celestial river goddess Ganga. Their union set in motion a series of events that would eventually lead to the Great War. The story of Shantanu and Ganga is a poignant tale of love, sacrifice, and destiny, laying the groundwork for the epic drama that follows. This is where our journey begins, in the Adi Parva, the first book of the Mahabharata, which lays the foundation for the epic drama that unfolds. The Adi Parva introduces us to the origins of the Bharata dynasty, the lineage of kings and heroes whose lives and deeds form the core of the Mahabharata. It is a prelude to the grand narrative, setting the stage for the events that will shape the destiny of Bharat. It's in these early chapters that we are introduced to the key players in this cosmic play, their loves, their losses, and the choices that will reverberate across generations. Characters like Bhishma, the Grand Patriarch, whose vow of celibacy and unwavering loyalty define his tragic heroism, and Kunti, whose secret past and maternal devotion add layers of complexity to the unfolding drama. The Adi Parva serves as the bedrock upon which the towering edifice of the Mahabharata is built, a testament to the enduring power of storytelling and the timeless wisdom embedded within its verses. It is a reminder that the stories of the past are not just relics of history, but living traditions that continue to inspire and guide us. The Mahabharata, with its profound insights and timeless lessons, remains a beacon of wisdom, illuminating the path of Dharma for generations to come. King Shantanu of Hastinapur, a powerful and just ruler, was renowned for his wisdom and prowess. His reign was marked by peace and prosperity, and he was beloved by his subjects for his fair and just governance. Shantanu was not only a skilled warrior, but also a compassionate leader who always put the welfare of his people first. One day, while hunting in the dense and mystical forests that bordered his kingdom, he encountered a woman of unearthly beauty by the banks of the sacred river Ganga. The forest was alive with the sounds of nature, and the river sparkled under the golden sunlight, creating a magical atmosphere. Captivated by her ethereal charm and grace, Shantanu was instantly smitten. Her presence seemed to cast a spell on him, and he felt an inexplicable pull towards her. Her eyes held the depth of the river, and her smile was as radiant as the sun reflecting off the water. The woman was Ganga, the river goddess herself, who had descended to the mortal realm. She was known for her divine beauty and her ability to purify and bless those who came into contact with her waters. Her very essence was intertwined with the river that bore her name. Shantanu, overwhelmed by her beauty and the powerful emotions she stirred within him, asked for her hand in marriage. He could not imagine his life without her and was willing to do anything to make her his queen. Ganga, however, agreed to marry him on one condition. He must never question her actions, no matter how strange or unsettling they may seem. She warned him that there would be times when her actions might appear incomprehensible or even cruel, but he must trust her without hesitation. Blinded by love and desire, Shantanu readily agreed to Ganga's condition. He was so enchanted by her that he believed he could accept anything as long as she was by his side. His heart was filled with joy and anticipation for the life they would build together. They were married in a grand and divine ceremony by the river, with the blessings of the gods and the presence of nature itself. Their union was blessed with extraordinary beauty and a sense of otherworldly enchantment. The entire kingdom rejoiced, and their love story became the stuff of legends. However, their happiness was destined to be short-lived, shrouded in a mystery that would test Shantanu's love and resolve. As time passed, Ganga's actions began to bewilder and distress Shantanu. He struggled to keep his promise, and the weight of the mystery threatened to tear them apart. Their love was put to the ultimate test, and Shantanu's faith in Ganga would be challenged in ways he could never have imagined. Ganga, true to her word, became a devoted wife to Shantanu. Their love blossomed by the serene banks of the river, where they often spent time together, sharing dreams and hopes for their future. But their happiness was marred by a series of heartbreaking events. The joy that once filled their hearts began to fade, replaced by an overwhelming sense of dread and sorrow. Ganga gave birth to 8 sons, each one more beautiful and radiant than the last. Their arrival brought a fleeting moment of joy and hope to the couple, who cherished each newborn with all their hearts. Yet a chilling pattern emerged, one that cast a dark shadow over their lives. With each birth, the couple's joy was short-lived, as an ominous fate awaited their sons. Immediately after each child's birth, Ganga would drown the infant in the river. The serene waters that once symbolized their love now became a place of sorrow and loss. Bound by his promise, Shantanu watched helplessly, his heart breaking with each loss. He was torn between his love for Ganga and the unbearable pain of losing his children. He was tormented by grief and confusion, but remained silent, fearing that questioning Ganga would mean losing her forever. The weight of his promise and the mystery of her actions left him in a state of constant anguish. But when the 8th child was born, Shantanu could endure no more. His voice trembled as he cried out, pleading with Ganga to stop. "Why? Why must you do this? What have our sons done to deserve this fate?" Ganga's eyes softened as she looked upon her broken husband. "You have broken your vow, O king," she said, her voice like the flowing river, "but now I will reveal the truth. The 7 sons were not mere mortals, but celestial beings, the Vasus, cursed to be born into the world of men. Ganga, bound by her divine duty, had taken it upon herself to release them from the curse, sending them back to their heavenly abode. But the 8th child, this one, was different. This 8th child, named Devavrata, was destined for greatness. He would live to change the course of history, known to all as Bhishma, the pillar of the Mahabharata. And so, with a heart heavy from both loss and revelation, King Shantanu watched as Ganga returned to her eternal flow, leaving him with a child who would bear the weight of destiny. This was only the beginning of the Mahabharata, a tale of love, duty, sacrifice, and war, written in the lives of those who shaped the fate of Bharat. And thus the great story began, where gods and mortals played their parts, bound by their destinies. Devavrata, Bhishma, was born, and with him the seeds of a future both glorious and tragic.